Eduardo, and then Larissa should be here, and then we'll go from there. The recording started, Debbie? All right, here we go. Welcome, PSJA, to another edition of Unmute and Recharge. Today, we are going to be bringing you some AI tools that teachers can use in the classroom when it comes to teacher planning, teacher preparation. I'm Marco Torres. I am with the Instructional Technology Department here at PSJA, but with me are my colleagues, David Villarreal, Debbie Pingle, Valentin Guerra. We have Melissa Marvin, Snyder Elizondo. We are all part of your Instructional Technology team here at PSJA. So let me go ahead and get this started. I'm going to share my screen for just a little bit. Give me a second. Ooh, I don't think I have sharing rights by any chance. Debbie? Let me see. There we go. Alrighty, everybody. So let's get into it. Today we have three presenters here at PSJ. We have Joe Rodriguez from Escalante Middle School, also Eduardo Aguilar, and from T-STEM we have Larissa Fernandez. A couple of housekeeping rules before we get started. Please keep your mic muted. Please feel free to type the questions into the chat section. If you have not registered in the professional development system, please do so. We are session 306340. And remember to use a remote check-in code, which is PSJA Tech. So let's get into it. Our first presenter for today is Joe Rodriguez. He is one of our CITs at Escalante Middle School, and he's going to be going over EduAid. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Joe, whenever you're ready.
Thanks, Marco. Appreciate it. So EduAid is what I'm going to be going over. So this is a AI tool that is specifically made by educators for educators. So I think everyone here today, the presenters are going to be covering a different AI tool. So this specifically, I think, is useful for planning. So this little 5 points here is just they're kind of like the selling points for people that are interested in this program. And essentially what it's saying is that every time that you log into the platform, it's going to be similar in the terms of it allowing you the opportunity to always start from the same point, which is selecting your grade and your subject, opposed to a lot of other AI generators kind of just is a prompt box. So this gives you the opportunity to select not only your subject, but also the age group of students that you're working with. And then it also has like these these categories, which is point number 2, which gives you the planning, information objective, independent practice, cooperative learning, gamification, and questions. So within each of those categories, there are subcategories that allows the user to get a little bit more specific with the results that get generated. Point number 3, that's kind of a selling point for EduAid, is it allows you to edit the outputs that happen. So quickly within whatever gets generated, it allows you to, for instance, translate or decrease the Lexile level. And if it's too lengthy, it allows you to summarize it to maybe a shorter version for yourself or for a student, depending on what output you're looking for. The fourth selling point is that there's a feedback box, which allows you to just place text in, and it could be text that a student submits maybe in a Google Classroom assignment, or maybe it's something that you pull off a PDF, and it allows you to get feedback specifically. I'll cover the specific type of feedback that you can get in a little bit. And then lastly, there's an assessment builder, and the assessment builder is just a way to create assessments based off a specific subject or a specific topic, which is pretty cool. And it allows different question types, and we'll cover that here in a little bit as well. So I'm going to exit out of this and go ahead and go into EduAid. So I'll actually just type EduAid, and for anyone that's interested in doing the same, you could literally just type EduAid into either Microsoft Edge or to Chrome, and it'll be the first one that comes up. And if it doesn't, then you can go eduate.ai. It'll be the same thing. So once you click on that link, and you could go sign in with Google. I already have my information up here, but once you go sign with Google, you would click on your PSJ Google account, and it'll take you to this landing page right here. And you might get a little prompt that says like going for a little tour. You could just skip that for now. So from here's what I was talking about. So let's say I was a math teacher. Well, for instance, let's go over this first. You have science, social studies, math, language arts, enrichment, and career and technical training. Those are the specific subjects that it has available. So if you're like a band teacher or some other elective teacher like art or PE, something like that, this may not be the tool that's the most useful for you. You might be better off with something such as ChatGPT. But if you are like a mathematics teacher or a core teacher, this could be kind of helpful for you. So let's say I go social studies and I work at a middle school, so I'm gonna select middle school here. This is pretty much the landing page. Here's what it's always gonna look like. So before I worry about putting in anything into as my input here, I have the option to go over planning, and these are the subcategories here. We got the lesson seed, prior knowledge scaffolding, engagement activities, so on and so forth, right? And for the most part here, when I talk to some of the instructors or to our life coach or to our dean of instruction, they're pretty excited about the lesson plan, the 5E model. So covering the engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. They also like the assessment measures and the engagement activities. I'll favorite those for now. Those are the ones that they enjoy hearing about whenever I bring it up. So each one, like I said, has its own little subcategories that allows you to change what the output will look like. So in a little bit, I'll cover what an output will look like in a second, but we'll just go through independent practice. You got essay revisions, research projects, which is kind of good. I know project-based learning is something that's coming up more and more for us. So research projects can go hand in hand with that. Cooperative learning, project-based learning, kind of like I just mentioned beforehand. Gamification. Right here on the gamification tab, it's neat because it gives you a lot of great ideas. The only issue with this is I know sometimes teachers like for things to be like generated for them. So for instance, I go to escape room, it would give me the steps to create an escape room. It wouldn't give me a complete escape room, right? And that's similar for all of these. And then lastly, questions, multiple choice, true or false, deep question, scenario based, so on and so forth. So before I go into actually creating any piece of information, I know that I've kind of given you a lot of information already, so I don't want to overwhelm anyone that is watching this. So in a little bit, we'll go into a little bit more specifics, and as we get to actually creating an output, it should hopefully become a little bit more easy to understand and follow along. But before I go into that, we got on this top side, if I expand on these arrows, we have the content generator, which is where we currently are, which also have these other pieces of information. So I'm not going to go to the assistant just yet. I'm going to go to the feedback box, and that's what I was mentioning earlier. So right here, if I were to place a piece of text in it from a PDF or from curriculum or a book that we're reading as a class, I could put that information in here, and it could be up to 5,000 characters. And then I can ask for a specific type of feedback, which is typographical, syntactical, semantic, and then custom feedback. And this custom feedback, I would just put in my own rubric and or my own piece of information that I want as my custom feedback, and it would then
We don't have to think Brianna anymore.
it would then go off of that, right? So that's the feedback box, which can be useful. I think a lot of RLA teachers can benefit from using something like this. We also have this assessment builder, like I was talking about. Here, you would just select the level type that you hire. So 4th grade, 5th grade, middle school, and then, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, college level. And similarly, you would just put either a TEK or a subject, just some piece of information that it could go off of, and you would select the type of question that you want, and it will create it. So I think I'm running out of time. I think I have like a minute left on this. So I'll create one quick thing over here on this content generator. So I'll go into the 5E model, and I'm going to go ahead and select social studies and middle school. And I'm going to just type manifest destiny here. Sorry about that. And ideally, I'm sure Mr. Aguilar will cover this more specifically. The better input you place, the better output you'll get, right? So I'm running out of time here, so I'm going to just hit enhance on this. So ideally, if you have a TEK, or if you want to differentiate for emerging bilinguals or special education, stuff like that, you throw all that information here right now. But for the sake of time, I'm going to just hit add to workspace. This resource allows you 15 free generations per month. So right here, I've already used one generation. This will be generation number 2. So over here on this side, as you'll see, it's created the 5e lesson based off of Manifest Destiny. I won't read through this just because I don't have the time to do so. And the neat part about this is that it allows you to expand upon it. So if I want an anchor chart or a jigsaw activity, scaffolding, right, I could just click on that and it would be another generation, but it would just automatically produce the next piece of information. And that's specific under 5e. If I were to go and hit Manifest Destiny under independent practice, and let's say I selected this, it would give me a whole different set of information based off of the same piece of information. So I'll just do that really quickly before I run out of time, and hit add to workspace. And I didn't change the prompt at all, but up here you'll see the generation or the output that has happened is completely different from up here. So rather than having to retype the question each time, you can just hit enhance based off of your selection up here, and it'll give you a different output. And for planning purposes, this is very helpful, I think, for teachers, because it allows you kind of to have this kind of like as a thinking partner if you don't have access to someone to actually talk with. So either way, that's all the time I have, I believe. So I'll turn it over to Marco.
A great presentation, Joe. Yeah, Eduate is one of those new AI tools that we believe is really good when it comes to teacher planning, teacher preparation, and as you saw there with Joe, it could save an immense amount of time for any teacher who needs to come up with a lesson plan. So if y'all have any questions, feel free to type those into the chat. We're going to go on to our next presenter. So let me share my screen really quick. Our next presenter, also from Escalante Middle School, is Eduardo Aguilar. He's a science teacher, and he's going to be going over how he uses ChatGPT to develop engaging lesson plans. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Mr. Aguilar, whenever you're ready, the floor is yours.
Yes, hi, how you doing? I'm Mr. Aguilar. I'm a 7th grade science teacher, and I teach dual classes here at Escalante. So can you hear me, right? You can hear me? Yes?
Yes,
Okay.
we can hear it.
And you can see my screen, right?
No.
Yes?
We see you. You could press the share icon on the top right, and then you can share your whole screen.
I clicked it.
There's like a up arrow that says share. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Yes.
Now we can see, sir.
And this. Okay. Okay, now so like he said, I want to be showing how I use ChatGPT in my class. Well, one thing that I like to use it is when I have to if I want to change the essential questions, and I apologize, I mean, but I'm gonna show it like I have it here in Spanish. Okay, so if the essential questions, if I want to modify them and I want to make it if I don't, if I feel I need to change them to the DOK4, I just ask ChatGPT, and this is how I do it. Look. For example, right now I'm doing adaptations. So I go and with ChatGPT, you can actually you can ask it in Spanish and English at the same time. Like for example, give me 2 essential questions sobre las adaptaciones adaptaciones de los seres vivos. So I'm asking to give you 2 essential questions about adaptations about living things. Okay, now if you feel like the question is too long, you want to make it shorter so you can fit. I don't know. You want to say, okay, I want to make it fit into the page in Google Class in the Google Slide. You can also say, you know what, make them shorter. And also I can also ask it, and now if I want to get the questions and then with the answer, I can ask it now. Give me now Meet the same questions with answers in Spanish, just to make sure it gives it to me in Spanish. So that's one way that I use ChatGPT to help me to come up with essential questions. And then I can also use it. What also use it to if I'm showing the kids a video about adaptations in Spanish, that's what I also use ChatGPT to come up with questions related to the topic. So for example, so this is a topic of the title. So I use the topic of the title to come up with questions. And of course, after you have to watch the video first. And then you ask the question, and then you see that those questions are related to the video, then you keep the questions. So huesos give me preguntas sobre este título. Give me questions. I'm asking, give me questions about this title. And make them at, yes, make them at EOK for lab. So you see, so already gave me the questions related to this title, and then in Spanish, and then and they gave me the answers. So of course, if you have seen the video already, and you see that it makes that connection to the video, then you can go ahead, just copy and paste it to your Google slide. So for example, these 3 questions, I got them from ChatGPT. That's what I did. Sorry, they're making announcements. So, and then another thing that I like to do, use the ChatGPT, is to come out with let me see, I have it right here. With paragraphs. Okay. So if I wanna, with paragraphs that it can do, like reading prompts, reading passages related to whatever topic we're covering. I asked sometimes I have asked ChatGPT to make me paragraphs, and then questions for each paragraph. For example, this is what I can do for adaptaciones. Provide me with three paragraphs related to animal adaptations at 7th grade science level in Texas. And then I can go ahead and then I can also ask if the paragraphs are too long after reading it. If they're too long, I can also ask it to make it shorter. Make the paragraphs, let's say 3 sentences. And don't worry about the spelling. It knows what you're asking. Make the paragraphs 3 sentences long and Spanish. And like Mr. Rodriguez said, the more specific you are about it, the more details you give to ChatGPT, the better the answer, or the better the answer that you're gonna get from it. Because I can also add more things to the question that relates to the content objective. Okay, I can also add the content objective and ask it to write me a paragraph related to the content objective. For example, let me use this content objective. And I'm gonna ask it in Spanish so you can see it can use both languages at the same time. Usa el párrafo para hacerme. Use the paragraph to hacer 3 párrafos. Usa el párrafo para hacer 3 párrafos y que los párrafos tengan 3 oraciones. And I just paste the content objective. So there you go. You see? So it used the content objective to give me paragraphs related to the content objective. And then I can also ask it now, give me 2 questions for each paragraph in Spanish and give me the answer and give me the answers. And seconds, it's just doing all of that for you. And like I said, and then also you want to make it a DOK 3 level or DOK 4, you can also ask ChatGPT to do it. Ahora hazlo ahora haz esas, now do those questions, esas preguntas al nivel DOK 4. And he knows what you're asking. And you can mix the languages, And that's what I like about ChatGPT. And obviously with everything else in life, the more practice you have with it, the better you get with it. You get better at it. And how much time do we have? Like 3, 4?
It's been about, if you want to do one more example, you could.
Yes, let me see. Writing prompts, okay? Like for an exit ticket, okay? Let me see. You can also ask it let me do in Spanish and English. Do a writing prompt at the OK 4 level related to animal adaptations. Now that one, and then if you see this too long, because this is too long, you can say again, ask it to do it in 2-3 sentences. Make it, let's say, 3 sentences long. And there you go. So that's how I use it. And before I go, can I show? And then before I go, let me show you something about that is coming up, and I already told Marco about it, that this and this is something awesome because this is an AI pin. Like, you remember the stretch track that the Spark, like, those guys have like something like here that you can speak, and do a lot of things. Well, they're coming up with something like that, and it's called the AI pin. And look, let me show you just a real quick video, and it's about a minute long, so you can see what it actually does.
Oh, I don't think we have sound because
I
I
don't
don't think
have
you
time. Oh,
shared the
sorry.
audio. No,
Oh,
we
sorry,
didn't
what?
have sound on it.
Oh,
But
well, what like is what it does? It's like your personal AI. Okay, you can ask it like it has a camera. You can show something to the camera, and you can ask, hey, can I eat this? Can I eat this? What is it? And it can also, you can also, let me show you. You can also ask it to take a pictures of video. Like it says right here, she says right here, capture this. She's asking it, the pen to take a picture. You can also use it to as a map. It doesn't show the map, but it shows the map on like this, the laser, and you use your hand as the screen for the laser, and you can show the map like Google Maps. So you walk on the street, and you can say, you know what, I want to go to this restaurant. Show me which way to go, and you put the hand in front of you, and it's gonna show the map, and you just follow it. So that's the AI pen. That's what's coming up, and only in the U.S. No one else is gonna get it. First, we're gonna get it here, and it's the first of its kind, and it's gonna be coming out here, and I mean, they're selling it, so the U.S. is gonna get it first before anyone else. And that's it.
Mr. Oh, thank you, Mr. Aguilar. And Mr. Monreal is asking if it translates. And I think in the video, although we didn't see it, it does
Yes.
translate, right? Yeah.
Yes, and any
Translates.
language, it does that. Like if I'm talking to someone, you're talking to someone. If you're talking to someone in Spanish, and you can ask, oh, look, I'm saying this, not translate this to him. Translated this to him, and he knows, obviously, and he's gonna translate it. And then if someone talks to you in another language, you can ask, you know what, translate that to me in English or in Spanish. You can also send checks. Yes, you can send texts, voicemails with it. And I already purchased mine, so I'm gonna be getting mine in March.
Very cool. We look forward to seeing it. Thanks, Mr. Aguilar, for the
No problem.
presentation. If anybody
you.
has any questions for ChatGPT or the way Mr. Aguilar was using it in the presentation, feel free to leave a question in there and we'll get back to you. Let me go ahead and share my screen for our last presenter. Our last presenter for today is Larissa Fernandez. She's also a CIT. She's a CIT for Thomas Jefferson at T-STEM High School, and she's going to be talking to us about Magic Write, which is AI in Canva. So with that being said, take it away, Larissa.
Hi, yes, I am the CIT at Thomas Jefferson T-STEM. I am also the campus PR rep. So I have been using the Canva Magic Write for captions almost every day, to be honest. As a campus PR rep, we are in charge of posting anything on social media like Instagram, Facebook, anything like that, putting everything out there that's going on in the school. So Magic Write has been a lifesaver. So Canva, as you all know, let me go ahead and put it in slideshow mode. Canva, as you all know, has included AI tools, especially last year, they included a whole bunch. Magic Write is one of them. Magic Write on Canva can be a great AI tool to help you create short and effective captions to promote campus activities, the clubs, or UIO organization. Again, like I said, anything that's going on in school. So I am going to go to Canva. And Magic Write is found under Magic Studio. So on the left-hand side on Canva, you'll see Magic Studio, the tab. You're going to scroll down and select Magic Write. Try Magic Write. It will open a document for you. This box is the generator box. So here is where we're going to input our keywords so it can generate a caption for us. For example, I am going to put short caption. Again, for social media, we keep short captions to not lose the viewers, you can say. If it's too long, they won't read it. So short caption to promote 9th grade. Let's do a science fair. We're inviting the community. It's going to be at the gym from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And that's going to be, I'm just going to put a random date. I am going to copy this just so I can paste it right now for demonstration purposes. You don't have to do this. As soon as you're done putting your keywords, you're going to select generate, and it will generate the caption for you. Now it is fully customizable. You can literally just copy and paste it from here to social media, or you can also modify it. If, like, say, for example, you want to erase something from here, you want to just put a period there, you can. It also has the option to continue writing. So if you want to lengthen it, summarize it to shorten it, rewrite it. If you just want Magic Write to rewrite that caption for you, make it more fun or more formal. Sprinkle fairy dust. It goes like very fairy tale. I really don't use this one, to be honest. But I want to show you how little details make a difference whenever you're inputting your caption, your description. So from here, I am going to just add an S. So short captions, I wanted to generate different captions for me to choose from. So generate, and it will give me a list of captions. But what do we do on social media? We always add emojis. So I am going to put include emojis. And I'm going to leave it as captions. So it can generate a list for me and include emojis. It goes a little crazy at times with the emojis, but like I said, it is customizable. You can delete emojis. Another thing that you can add is hashtags. So include emojis and hashtags. I generated, and now it's going to include the emojis and hashtags. Notice how I left caption. So it created one caption for me with hashtags and emojis. Notice, like I said, it goes a little crazy with the emojis at times. You can delete some of the emojis. If I do captions and do include emojis and hashtags, it will generate the list for me, including the emojis and hashtags. Like I said, it's a time saver. Sometimes the sponsors of the clubs, organizations just send pictures and maybe like one or two little keywords of what went on. I put those keywords on Magic Write and it generates the caption for me. So it saves a lot of time, to be honest. Now you're probably thinking, I'm not a PR rep. Why am I going to use this? So as a teacher, as a club sponsor, as anything, like if you take pictures of your students working on a project in a classroom and you want to share that, you can generate those eye-catching eye-catching captions with Magic Canva, send that to your PR rep, and your PR rep will post that. By doing that, you will make sure that you include all the details that you want to be posted along with the pictures. Magic Write is available also whenever you're editing a flyer. So for example, if I go to home and I go, let's say, for example, this is the flyer that I'm working on. Tomorrow's National Popcorn Day, by the way. So I was going to work on this flyer. If I want to add a caption here, I select the Canva assistant on the right-hand side. It has little stars. Select that and select Magic Write. Again, you add your keywords here, it generates it for you, and it looks exactly the same. Like, let's say, for example, here, I'm gonna put include emojis. And generate. So it generates the captions or sentences that you need under Magic Write when you're using the flyer. Again, on the flyer, it's on the right-hand side, bottom. Click on the Canva Assistant and select Magic Write. Marco, how much time do I have?
If you want to show, I mean, if you want to show another example, you totally can.
Okay, so let me go back to the document that I was working on right now. Like I said, teachers can use this. I had a teacher work on a scavenger hunt, for example, last week, and she just sent me the pictures. I had no idea what to put. I knew it was physics class. I knew her name. I knew it was a scavenger hunt, but I did not know what to put. So I remember I put something in the words of students working on scavenger hunt. I put physics class, and I've heard her name, Miss Lopez. And they were on team and groups. So students working in groups on scavenger hunt. Let's see. Notice how I did not put short caption and it created 3 paragraphs for me. We do not want that. We want a short caption. Let me try summarize here to see how short it will summarize it to. And now it's this paragraph right here. But I have noticed that whenever I put short caption, especially if I include Instagram in the keywords, it will literally create something more towards Facebook. But like I said, I'll leave it like this. Like I said, the teachers can also share this with the PR, or I have teachers that sometimes they share whatever their students are doing in the classroom on Teams on the chats that we have. And they can generate that here, just copy and paste it to Teams and share that with the teachers. I don't know if there's any questions. Is there any questions on the chat?
There are no questions, but there was one question from Joe. He said, "Can Canva create images or graphics from the Magic tools?" I said that one of them that I know of, Larissa, I know they have the text to image. I didn't know if
Yes,
there was anything you knew.
that's another feature that they have under Magic Studio, and I believe it's under I know I have seen it. Let me, you know what, let me go back to
Which one were you looking for?
let me go back to Canva. Even if I do this right here,
Mhm.
there's more here, but I know it was generate. I haven't used that one in a while, I believe.
They have it under Magic Tools, so right there on the top left where it says popular.
Where it says popular, okay.
Right underneath popular, it says Magic Tools.
Oh, I do not see it. It's not this one, right?
That one right there.
Magic.
Yeah, and then you can do open, and I know that one you could do
Okay, here.
a text to image.
Oh no, a dog riding a bike.
And it takes just a little while, but it's pretty accurate. And I think, Larissa, we've probably used it a little bit, and so if you don't like it, you can always regenerate it.
And also, when you try to add an image, you have there the option of create your own, and that's when you type as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Miss Lane. There you go. It's a very cool tool.
Oh, there it is. Debbie put it, generate your own.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
Thanks, Debbie. Alrighty. Hey, what was did that conclude the presentation, Larissa?
Yes, yes, I did. I don't know if I went a little
Awesome.
too fast. I was rushing a little because I thought it ended at 4:15, so I was like, let me rush.
Yeah. No, y'all are perfect. Y'all did great. Hey,
Okay.
before we do our door prize right now, thank you very much for our three presenters, Eduardo, Joe, and Larissa. Thank you so much for putting an emphasis on using AI tools in the classroom because you know, whether we like it or not, um, you know, AI is here to stay, and that's we got to embrace it as a tool and not look at it like it's something bad because you know, from a year from now, we're all going to be using it. Students, teachers, I can see all staff using it. So thank you guys for putting an emphasis on it and showing what you all do with it. And I think we had some people here that I truly feel probably took at least something away from, at least one thing away from you all. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and toss it over to my colleague Debbie Pingle, and she has a wheel of names, and we're gonna give away a door prize for at least one of the guests that showed up here. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome. Now let's see. It won't let me share my sound. I don't know why, but we'll just have to do without sound today. All right. So I think I have everybody's names on here, and you do have to be present to win. So let's spin and see how we go. And I did add my emojis that I created in my emoji kitchen. If you search emoji kitchen, you can create cool emojis. Lori De Los Santos, are you still here?
I'm here, Debbie.
You're our lucky
Yay.
winner today. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Lori.
What'd you win? Thank you. What'd you win? I don't know yet.
Alrighty. Well, hey everybody, thank you so much for being here. That concludes our unmute and recharge. Look out for one in the future. Again, thank you all for being here, and thank you so much for our guests. And we'll see you around. Bye, everybody.